RiverBender.com.
As they drag you by your feet, but the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack.
9:18, welcome back. Spencer T. Olin reopening was a good day for so many area golfers, and I bet for you guys after a very tough summer. Joining us in studio now is Mary Cambell, the general manager of Spencer T. Olin, and Vern Van Hoy. And Vern, I didn't ask you for the official title, but I'm going to take a guess and say owner.
Correct.
How are we doing today, guys?
We're
Doing
good.
great.
Well, in all seriousness, this was a tough year for so many entities, especially inside Gordon F. Moore Community Park. And, when a sinkhole opens up and kind of completely just changes the landscape for a few months, it's got to make for an interesting summer. And with you guys reopening, how are you feeling just right off the bat? Is it a sense of relief or a sense of let's get back to work?
I'll tell you, it's a sense of everything for me. Across the board, being closed in the prime time of the year for tournaments and so on, and then still, we have to maintain the course even though nobody's there, and we're mowing 220 acres of grass, fertilizing, have to mow the greens every day, water the greens every day, just to get reopened again. I think Mary can talk more about the weekend of reopening than I can because she was there and everything, and we're so pleased about this weekend opening up. Mary, you can go ahead and expand on that.
Yeah, so we were very excited to see people. I mean, it was just great to see customers, members, kids, everybody. Just whether it was on the driving range, on the golf course, coming into the pro shop, going back to food and beverage. So it was just great to see people in general.
Well, and you guys, you just hit on a great point, Vern, with maintaining the course, because we don't think of that as just the public whenever we hear about the sinkhole and some of the things you guys are going through. Because to me, it's like, well, why are we cutting the grass if no one's out there? Well, you got to maintain the fairways. You got to make sure everything's looking as best as it can. And did it ever become a point where we started getting a little bit nervous or anything in July, or that hey, we haven't been able to open here, it's going to get a little tough here in August? Was there any thought that you guys would have been open at this time in July, or is it kind of a welcome surprise?
I would say it's a welcome surprise because we attended one meeting, and then after that, all the rest of the meetings were closed to everybody, so we did not know what was going on. So we didn't know if we were going to be opening up in 8 weeks, 10 weeks, or 10 years. And so the anxiety of not knowing, not having control is just, it's the worst feeling in the world. So to find out that we were going to open as early as we did is exciting. And Mary can vouch. We had such a great weekend, and so many people. We were packed, and so many people came in, and that was another concern. And but no, we had, trust me, anxiety and everything was way up there.
Well, and that's what I really wanted to ask about before we dive into opening weekend, because that's what whenever we talked and I heard how it was received, I mean, that was the biggest, best news that I could have heard, is that people weren't scared. They were excited to go back out and play golf. But let's touch on whenever you're sitting there and you don't know what's going to happen, do you just go back into the Rolodex of experience and go, well, here's what we can do. We can maintain. We can make sure we're getting our grass cut? Or what's the thought process look like and sound like for you guys during the summer when you don't know?
Well, like, for example, his view is a little different. When we first found out that we were going to be closed, I thought it was only going to be a few weeks.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay, good. And I had my customers calling, my tournaments calling, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We had, like I said, our memberships, the Players Club, people had bundles. So I had to figure out exactly what I needed to do to take care of them. So I went ahead and extended the benefits to be used at Rolling Hills and Rock Springs. And some people did go to Arlington. So I tried to take care of everybody, but people kept calling saying, okay, especially for tournaments. Because tournaments, they were, I probably had, out of out of 50 tournaments between July and October, I had to move 30 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's something you brought up too. In the tournament is a good note because, when I'm playing in an OSF tournament, and I think you hit on this, they want a top-notch course, and even though, Rolling is nice and there's some other nicer courses, people really seek out Spencer T. Olin for that tournament venue. Is that
Correct.
the case?
Yes. So I had a couple tournaments that I did move to Rolling Hills, but they wanted me there to make sure because they're used to my service level.
Yep.
So when it came to the tournaments, they are community-based tournaments, and it's a fundraiser for them. So I told them, I said, you need to make the best decision for your organization because I don't want you to lose out on money. I'll be here next year. We'll open up at some point, but let's take care of you now. So that's why I lost quite a few tournaments.
And I just want to say that, we were very blessed to have, I own 4 courses. Mm-hmm. So, but a lot of them already had tournaments. Mm-hmm. So Mary actually went out of her way to call other golf courses to try to help them find a site to do it. So, and just kudos to Mary. Mary's been with the company 24 years. Mm-hmm. And without Mary being there, we wouldn't be where we are today. And so, to basically call our other courses, see if we could do it there first. And many of the customers came back who had them at other courses, came back and said that we never appreciated Spencer T. Olin being a top 5 golf course in the St. Louis area and all that being the way it looks until they went to another course. And the other courses are nice. They're beautiful too.
Right.
But they're not to the category of a Spencer T. Olin, which is a PGA qualifying course.
Exactly, and you got that Arnold Palmer design stamped on the front, billboard too. I mean, good luck finding something like that. And speaking of opening weekend, because I was nervous for a lot of entities with Gordon Moore because you never know how the public's going to respond. Are they going to dive right back into this? Was there some hesitancy? And Mary, Vern, it's safe to say that, well, everyone was ready to play golf again.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they were.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's that mean to both of you to really see that? It was jam-packed opening weekend.
Exciting. It's. I think that we're headed in the right direction. I was a little leery at first because I was wondering, okay, well, are people going to come back? But when we got the okay from the city, and it was not so much the verbal, but it was the announcement. We sent out an email blast. We put it on Facebook, and probably within an hour and a half, our tee sheet for Saturday was completely packed.
Good luck playing slow that Saturday,
Yeah. Well, actually, pace of play was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's what I think's so great about this because there's a lot of nerves. Especially even though you guys are a staple in the community, Spencer T at this point is more than a staple for the region, I think, in terms of just a golf course, in my opinion, because people seek it out. But when you have a 100-foot wide or how many deep sinkhole you're driving by, I was nervous, and it's not. People are ready to play. Now, is the whole course open as well?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Really cool.
And we've switched our nines, too.
That's what I was wondering. Can we talk a little bit about that? So what's that look like with the switch?
So back in 1989, when we opened 35 years ago, that's number one, where number one is now, today. That's how it used to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we needed to get new T signs. The ones we had, we tried to clean up. We couldn't get them cleaned up. So went ahead and ordered new T signs. Pace of play is an issue at Spencer, so we've been trying to work on it better. So now instead of people going off the old front 9 where we can't see if there's any problems on hole number 3 or 4, now we can see them when they're within an hour, so we can fix it.
That's really cool. You got a good team, Vern. And that's what I wanted to go back to too. Is just throughout the summer when you have Mary, doing all that she can for the players and for other entities. Plus, on top of that, your grounds crew is out of this world, very good at their job. It's got to be nice knowing in your position that you do have that quality team. And to me, this is the team I want if I'm facing an unforeseen circumstance like this.
No, the team is excellent, and I can't say enough about the maintenance crew to Mary to Nick, our pro. They've got so much experience. We even have a gentleman out there named Alfred. I'm going to mention him, and he actually has been there since the day one when Spencer T opened
Yeah.
in 1989. He still works for us out there. So that's how experienced the crew is out there. And so we're very fortunate. It was not easy. It was tough. But you know, at the end, it worked out. And we're off and running now. Now we just need to continue at the pace we're at, and continue to keep going. And that's basically where team wise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to give kudos to my maintenance staff.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, we were limited up until a week ago when we got the news that, hey, yeah, you're going to open soon. So I'm like, okay, Tim, just bring full staff back.
Talking to Tim Johnson. That's one of my relatives. Tim's the best.
Yeah,
he is
he
really
is.
the best. But you know, and that's what I think is so just amazing about this whole process. I mean, you guys had to turn around pretty quick. It's not like you had a couple of days notice that, hey, we're going to enforce. To me, unless you did.
We had a few, but not a lot.
Not a lot. You know, whenever you're told, hey, you're opening Friday on a Wednesday or was it a Wednesday or Tuesday? A Wednesday you find out. That's a quick turnaround on anybody's dime.
Well, and also too, we didn't know about staffing because whenever we laid, we didn't lay anybody off. We told people just to go find other jobs.
Yeah.
Because we did not know, and most of these kids were college kids, so they only had a short amount of time. So when June 26th happened, and we didn't know when we were going to open, like, guys, just go find another job, and you know, if we open, we open. So yes, are we working a little harder? Are we a little overwhelmed? Sure, but you know. We're
It's
open.
worth it.
Yes, we're open.
We'll take it.
100%. Was there ever a thought that went through your guys' mind that said, I don't think we're going to reopen this year? Did that ever cross, or was there always that notion that we will be open?
I thought that we would be open.
Okay.
I thought we would be open too, but at the same time too, not having information. I you know, as an owner, I have to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I have to look at it. Okay, if we're going to open in 2 days, are we going to open in 13 weeks, or we may not open for 3 years? I mean, we didn't know until they drilled, and MSHA ran pretty much the whole thing, and we had to go off of what MSHA said. And as soon as the drilling got done, and they did do extensive drilling to make sure everything was safe, and as soon as the drilling came back positive, then we knew we were going to be open. But I mean, I had to look at everything. So I unfortunately had to have the anxiety of what if, and what if, you know, and I had to have several different plans in place.
You guys have a moment to stick around?
Sure.
I got to pay a quick bill. There ain't no what if here. We're coming back with more of our daily show. And Vern, you hit on a good point, because Spencer T is one of the entities, like, you know, Gordon Moore to me is a gym. And there's so many other places in Alton that I could call, really, if something happened at close tomorrow, there'd be a lot of people raising their hands going, what are we doing? And the fact that we don't have to even think about that with Spencer T. Olin right now is a good place to be at. And seriously, kudos to both of you for getting this reopened. They aren't going anywhere, and I hope you aren't either. You stay there. We're all going to stay here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, as we talk the reopening of Spencer T. Olin after a hard-fought summer. We're here now, right after this on Riverbender.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now. You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hank Williams song. 'Cause you see, I'm a dinosaur. I should have died out a long time before. Have pity on a dinosaur. Hand me my hat. Excuse me, man, but where's the door?
Welcome back, Daily Show at 9:34. See, I always give the warning, because one time I didn't, and I got in a lot of trouble a year ago. But that's okay. I'm back in studio with Vern Van Hoy, the owner of Spencer T. Owen, and Mary Cambell, the general manager. And diving right back into the course, we have and we were talking during the break, guys. That's what we were just discussing, is really the economic catalyst that is Spencer T. Owen. And we were just talking, what's the percentage of out-of-towners that come in and play the course?
I would say, well, when I first started 24 years ago, 95% of the people were from out of town. But now it's about 65%. And you're talking from Springfield, Missouri, Springfield, Illinois, sometimes Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a wide variety of customers.
Well, and Vern, like you were just hitting on, it's not like they're just going to the clubhouse and calling it a day and driving back up the road. They're patronizing businesses. And honestly, you guys know this just from, being in the industry this long, and I know it just from the time being around it playing. Golfers like to spend money at local businesses. They like to patronize, and it's a really great demographic to bring into town to really help spearhead some economic growth in our local, mom and pop shops.
Yep, I agree 100%. And because it's an Arnold Palmer design course, they come in from all over. The nearest other Arnold Palmer design course is in Wisconsin, so people make a weekend trip down here. For some that don't know much about, I'm sure everybody knows Arnold Palmer's name, and a lot of people ask, why would Arnold Palmer design a course in Alton, Illinois? Well, the history goes where Gordon Moore got the land donated from the Illinois back in like 1975. Well, the city wanted a golf course, so they went to Spencer T. Owen and said, "Would you, donate this land so we can build a golf course?" And he said, "I'd love to." I said, "But there's under one condition." He goes, "My buddy Arnold Palmer has to design it." So
yeah.
And so Arnold
incredible.
Arnold Palmer designed it, and I can tell you they didn't leave out any thrill. This is how far Arnold Palmer is into meticulous. They built the golf course, and most fairways around here are Bermuda, and he doesn't like Bermuda. So he came in and the first time and looked at it and delayed the opening because he said, we're not opening this course with Bermuda. We're bringing Zoysia in.
Oh, wow.
So he went ahead and redid all the fairways in Zoysia just to make sure that it met his criteria. And they thought of everything. We have a pipe that runs all the way to the Mississippi River, and we have a $500,000 pump that pumps water out of the Mississippi into our lakes and waters everything there. I mean, they thought of everything. And
Wow.
So that is why it's one of the top 5 ranked. That's why we have a PGA qualifier. That's why many things in this area. We do regionals, sectionals. And but Arnold, to have Arnold Palmer know Spencer T. Olin was probably one of the best things in the world that the city of Alton got. And, again, the closest Arnold Palmer course is, my understanding, is just over in Wisconsin. So people drive over just to play Arnold Palmer's course.
That's incredible. And now, is the Pro-Am happening this year? Were you able to have your PGA qualifier?
They're actually coming in October. Well, it's not a qualifier. It's the women's 2-day.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, my apologies.
Yes. So I talked to Kurt Rowe, and we're doing it in October.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's great news to hear too.
Yes.
And whenever you heard the news that you're reopening, I'm sure that all of a sudden the gears go 10 billion miles an hour because you're trying to get everything done and get everything ready to go. Are we at a point now, and Mary and Vern, feel free to both answer this, to where we're hearing some good news, like tournaments that maybe we're kind of in that little maybe so maybe not stage? Are we getting some really good news all of a sudden that, hey, these tournaments are starting to pile back up again and we're looking good for a few months?
For a few months. I think we'll have a great end of the year. I hope that November and December are mild weather days because I think that we'll be busy and hopefully we can catch up. But, people are just excited.
How was the course on Saturday? Because it
was crazy.
Was it really?
and plus we had my mom's 90th birthday that day, too.
At the course?
At the course, yes. So there was an extra 60 people there.
Who directed traffic? No, I'm just kidding.
People just had to behave.
Now, take me through the weekend, though, from start to finish. How were the players? Give me some of the conversations with some of the returning golfers. The first time they're playing on Spencer T in a few months. What were their thoughts?
They were excited to be there. They're like, thank God you're open. The course is in great shape. I like how you switch the 9s. I don't like how you switch the 9s. But it was all positive feedback. From everybody.
That's great to hear. And on top of that, too, Vern, have you heard any feedback, too, from any other, community bodies just about you being open? Or on top of that, any players that that just wanted to give you a ring and said, Vern, thanks for reopening this quickly?
My text messages went wild this weekend. And then once it opened, they went wild, too, because people saying, glad it's open. And, go on Facebook and you're seeing 300 to 400, 500 hits and comments and so on. But I had a lot of people call me over the weekend and say, we just played a round out there. The place is packed. We're so happy for you. Because, we didn't, the unknown is we didn't know what was going to happen. And fortunately, it all happened to the positive, and we wanted to continue. It's only the weekends, but things are looking good 2 weeks out. And it looks like we're going to be in good shape. And but my phone was blowing up all weekend.
Well, and it becomes a snow globe effect too. Just following up on that, Vern, because the more especially when you get that positive feedback of, man, we're excited to be back out here again. That's how you keep the train rolling, because then the buddies are getting back together and lining up their foursome or their scramble for the weekend, and then all of a sudden you're in December, jam packed on December 6th, playing golf because it'll be 70 degrees. I'm calling that now.
I hope.
But as a whole of the community that's kind of been a little bit shocked by, just maybe the delays of reopening, because there were some very vocal individuals about this that were very, avid supporters, and now we're open and we're happy. What's your message to the public about, maybe waiting out this game with you, and then the excitement they shared with both of you reopening? What's your message just overall?
I think the message overall is that, MSHA, which is the independent, just like OSHA for mines, came in and did extensive testing and came back and gave it a clear. So once they gave it the clear, and then the city of Alton accepted that, and there are elected officials, and I'm going to go off of that, and I feel very good about everything. And so, they went overboard on testing. And I'm glad they did go overboard. It delayed our opening, but I really don't care if it delayed our opening. It just to make sure that the safety is number one, and we feel very good about it.
Really
I
cool.
agree, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just to make people feel safe coming back, that they took their time to do it, they did it the right way, and we're open.
And we're here now. Get ready to play is what I'm saying, And, I got to, wanted to bring this up. You were working online with the online booking fees.
Correct. So we're really busy at the course, which we're thankful. Because we can't always get the phone in time, or people get a little impatient, you can book online, and all your convenient fees that Golf Now is charging is waived till the end of August.
That's incredible.
So people can go on our website and book through Golf Now.
Really cool.
Yeah. And I appreciate all our vendors also. They've been patient on paying our bills. They've been patient. They've been helping us, do whatever we need to do to stay in business once we reopen.
Well, and see, that's what's great too, is to know that across the board, from vendors to anybody that supplies you guys to your staff, you had everyone on the same page working, it seems like, too. You didn't have to put out, mini fires when you were battling the gigantic blaze. If I'm not speaking out of turn,
No.
I hope I'm not.
No,
It's
not.
just what I was picking up out of it.
Yeah.
Getting back to, we have a couple minutes left, just the course itself. What are some of the details that maybe we don't see golfing every day on it that you'd like to share? Is there any type of, any type of changes in grass, or any type of really nuances to the holes that you want to fill us in on that maybe we don't notice?
Not really. That's why I don't golf.
You should see me out there. It's an event.
Because if I go out there, then I'll see things, and then I'll be nitpicky, and I really don't want to do that to my staff because they do a great job. But with that said, just the new nines, how they're switched. We're trying to work on it's 15 now, which was 6, because we want people to stay off the fairways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's cart path only for that hole. So there's just a lot of things, and then like the driving range. It gets beat up. We try to put it on mats, and so people use the mats to give the tees a little bit of a break. So be patient with that, guys. So I don't go on the course because I will nitpick.
And I will say one thing about Spencer Teal, and a lot of people don't know when I tell them this: we're not just an 18-hole golf course; we're a 27-hole golf course.
Yeah.
We have
the learning center.
We have a 9-hole learning center and executive, course that like the JVs that the high schools use, and they use it for training and so on. And a lot of people use it to walk, and so it's not just an 18. It's a 20. We have 27 holes.
I've known that, and just when you said, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. The learning center is wonderful. I used to go all the time with my dad, and grab. And even though it was years ago, and now we both need to get our reps back in, I think, because it's a little rough right now. But seriously, both of you, thank you so much for your time today. I'm so glad you guys are reopened. Vern, you hit it on the head, and I could only imagine for both of you in the middle of summer, the unknowing, the not knowing to where we are now is at least it's optimism, and it's looking forward, and it's looking forward to all of you getting out there and playing golf until December, I think. And let's keep this going.
Let's keep it going.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Definitely keep it going. We are going to keep it going. I got a great team. We're going to keep it going.
Well, seriously, to both of you, thank you so much for your time. And we'll talk again soon. Anytime you want to come back on, the floor is yours, Senator. Seriously.
I appreciate
right.
that. Thanks.
Thanks, CJ.
Before we take a quick little pause here, one of our big sponsors, Grid Solar LLC, they got a message to the public because in a couple of weeks, the net metering change, well, you're going to be past the booking time because January 1, that changes that 1-to-1 with Ameren, and you could lose out on some big savings. If you go to gridsolarllc.com right now, fill out that free solar design, you could still get those benefits and unlock the power of solar with the trusted and true on both sides of the mighty Mississippi. Grid Solar LLC, they're educated and informed and ready to help all of you keep those savings going well until the big changeover happens in January. Get on their books now, gridsolarllc.com, and join them and myself every other Monday right here on our daily show. Ready?